Did you know that athletes who play a collegiate sport, governed by the NCAA, will be punished if they receive any sort of financial compensation for their likeliness? Those who govern these young athletes see them as vulnerable and believe that paying them will pervert the sport. However, according to the NCAA 2019 financial reports, collegiate sports generate tens of billions of dollars every single year. College athletes are adults and should be able to receive compensation if they are generating that much money. According to the article, There's No Crying in College, published in Bleacher Report, the primary argument against paying players is simple. They're receiving a scholarship, so they are already being paid. Unfortunately, scholarships don't go far enough. The first issue is that scholarship money is contingent on the players maintaining their scholarships. Athletes can lose their scholarships for all sorts of reasons. Excluding a small stipend, this money can't be used for just anything that the athlete desires, like we would use a normal paycheck. Another major issue is that even if you can consider scholarship money a payment, these athletes are bordering on indentured servitude. Business Insider found that while athletes are restricted to 20 hours of practice time for college sports per the NCAA, most athletes commit about 30 to 40 hours a week on something to do with their sports. Finally, the worth of a scholarship varies by college. Some schools charge much less to attend. Cheaper schools mean less financial compensation for those on scholarship. Those who disapprove of paying college athletes also ask, who will pay? Will those who pay have leverage over these athletes? First off, this is highly unlikely because athletes are already held to strict ethical standards. Additional rules could also be added to compensate for pairs being played. Adding financial and ethics classes would help athletes in the long run. They also ask if this would be unfair to less popular athletes. In the United States, we live in a free market society, which puts all athletes on equal footing. This also deters what's known as points throwing or point shaving in sports. The final argument I will consider for not paying players is that the other benefits received from being a college athlete offset the scholarship money. These additional benefits don't even come close to what these players are worth when generating billions of dollars for their school. While they receive medical care and food, it's not enough to compensate for what their bodies go through 4 years of college athletics. Their peers who are not athletes are not held to the same standard and are able to use their talents to make money while in school with no restrictions. On top of all this, these athletes must maintain the same academic responsibilities of their peers. Finally, a lot of critics say that they have a chance to showcase their skills for professional leagues, but there is no guarantee that they make it due to injuries and various other issues. College football is far and away the biggest earner when it comes to college sports. The NCAA governs roughly 73,700 college football athletes, according to their website. Out of these almost 74,000 college football athletes, roughly 16,300 players are eligible for the National Football League draft. only 258 of these players will be drafted. It's about 1.6% of players selected to play in the league and make enough money using their talents to be financially stable. In closing, some of these athletes make their schools millions while they and their families struggle to make it day to day. It seems that these athletes gain a lot by going to school and playing their beloved sports. While this is partially true, the goal at the end of the day for a lot of these athletes is to make it to their respective professional leagues and live comfortably. The NCAA should allow these athletes who generate so much money to use their talents to benefit financially.